What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we have some new details about co-op, and to be very specific, the Warzone sector of co-op. Again, this is something that was mentioned a while back, but now we have had some new details regarding the Warzone missions when it comes down to co-op. And what's really cool is that, of course, we are more or less on the last couple of days until we go into October, which is meant to be big for this game because they did say they will be revealing some new stuff in the month of October. And in my community tab yesterday, I asked you guys what you reckon we will be seeing for this game that they say is going to be new. Of course, right at the top of the list is some new gameplay that isn't the same 8-day demo gameplay that we have been seeing forever now. It feels like such a long time. A lot of you guys were saying hopefully though it's new gameplay, but if not, then perhaps a look at a new character, which it does sound realistic to be both. Being completely honest, you can only, I guess, show so much 8-day gameplay now, and considering they have been doing their character spotlights, which they have more or less finished on now with Black Widow, of all the 4 characters we know so far, it seems like they've done everything they possibly can with that piece of footage, so it's definitely time to move on to something different. So I guess take that in a good way, and hopefully we'll find out what these PlayStation benefits will be as well. But to dive into what we want to talk about firstly, which is about the co-op experience, Scott Amos has elaborated more on Warzones, so I'll quote exactly what he said, which is, it's a co-op experience where you will need to decide which role you want to play. For example, someone can take crowd control with Thor, while another player puts Iron Man into the air, or leads from the front with Hulk. So this is more or less how, you know, what Warzone is essentially. This is how he kind of rounded it up in a nutshell, which is what we knew to some extent before, but now he has elaborated more. So since the Warzone missions call for multiple players to take part, it's basically easy to imagine that the players, you know, forming teams will be at different levels depending on how far along they are into the respective story modes, which is kind of like a standard thing which you would assume is going to take place. But Scott Amos has said that these Warzones will accommodate players of different levels without feeling unbalanced. Now, his exact words to this was, "We also wanted Warzones to be versatile enough that you can play as your leveled up characters with all the high level perks and upgrades that you've earned, but still have lower level friends to join you. So we had to figure out how to dynamically scale the world so that if you have a low level Hulk and a super upgraded Thor, there's still a way to play together and it won't feel unbalanced." Now, it's actually unclear at this time what kind of balancing measures are going to be there to take place, so of course it still feels challenging and rewarding at the same time for the people across different levels. But again, this is something I think we're going to find out a whole lot more when they do showcase gameplay for it, which they have already said will be early next year. And again, taking into consideration that we are more or less diving into October already, I reckon in the next couple of months we're going to see some very big things for this game. They might just go ahead and show it a lot sooner. It depends where they are in that current stage of the game. But it definitely was interesting to hear this because I know personally I'm not too bothered, but every single player that will be in co-op, if you feel like you've been really mastering the game, and of course when you go into co-op you want to get the perks of going into co-op because it will contain things that you can't unlock in your normal story mode, etc. If you ended up with a super bad team where there is, for example, as they mentioned, like a low level Hulk and a super upgraded Thor, you kind of feel like that's a weak point, and usually most people would get super annoyed because your gameplay is instantly going to change. But the fact that they are saying they are going to balance it, the only thing I can think of right now is if you're playing with more highly upgraded characters, that you might just have more perks purely when you of course are in co-op playing with these other high level players, and then those, I guess, perks will be stripped away from your character, which is a good thing and not a good thing because you can still go ahead and unlock it and earn it yourself and go ahead about your level up process. But if not, it's just going to be a big downfall because again, it depends exactly what it will entail of, but you can't really have people that are majorly skilled in terms of like upgrading their characters, because we're going to be way more perks to getting through things than having, you know, a brand new character from scratch. I don't know, I want you guys to get in the comment section below. It's very much a grey area, but leave your thoughts on this and how you think this could work, because it'll be interesting to see your thoughts. Now, over on Reddit, they have done their, like I said a couple of moments ago at the beginning of the video, they have done essentially their final character spotlight. So we know we've seen Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and now finally Black Widow. Again, I will show a print screen on screen for you. They just showcased the 8-day gameplay again and added a few more details to it, which is Black Widow is really complex and nuanced character, so it only makes sense that the gameplay and mechanics are designed in a way that complements those perspectives of the character in a manner that is fitting of a trained assassin. Widow's gameplay loop is all about creating and exploiting enemy vulnerabilities, whether attacking enemies from behind or putting enemies into stun states that lead to quick takedowns, and playing Black Widow is about efficiency. For example, when utilizing her grapple correctly, it's both a pre-emptive defensive attack designed to encounter enemies before they strike, as well as a move to initiate combat at a large distance from the ground or in the air. A versatile as she is deadly, Widow is just as effective from a distance as she is up close and personal. Again, you do see in the 8-day gameplay where she's going ahead taking down Taskmaster. Again, different perks, and if you can consistently switch through characters throughout, it's naturally going to have its perks. But that is where we stand with all the news that we have got now. Again, October, more or less around the corner. What exactly we're going to get, I don't entirely know, but I like the idea that they have already shown quite a lot of details about the characters, and it's safe to say, you know, the most, well, in order personally how I would say, you know, people are excited for characters, is probably going to go Iron Man, Thor, and Hulk. I want you guys to leave your list though in the comment section below. So far we have good stuff. It's just a matter of them going full promo now, because don't forget the game's coming out in May. That's why we've probably have these, you know, dry parts or I guess months with no news. But in the meantime, they are also working on something which is going to be a whole lot better, hopefully. But guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Subscribe for more content if you haven't already. In the last video, we were talking about the gameplay being changed already in the space of like a month or two. So go ahead and check that one out if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.